Wow! Welcome back, babysitters!
Yeah, wow, what a day. And
What a
guess
freaking
what,
day.
Sid?
What?
The Saints won, baby. We're 1-3
Okay, yeah,
now.
I don't
Everybody
care.
else kicked our ass, but not the Giants. So who dat, baby? Anyway, before I get started, I want to share a quick story with you. Recently, over the weekend, Kalani Brown posted that when she went to her Catholic high school or whatever, private high school, she had like a private school playlist, which was like Green Day, Fall Out Boy. And honestly, I could relate to Kalani heavily because I also had my skater phase when I was rocking out.
You're in it right now.
Misunderstood. Anyway, so Kalani, please send me that list. I'm still waiting to trade with you. But
You had a
until
fire
then,
list, though. You played some songs for me not long ago that were from like your...
I'm telling you, I gotta send you that anyway. But
If
until then, I
you're
gotta
gone,
add unsupervised.
Baby, I go home. Babysitters, y'all weren't on your job. I snuck out the house this weekend, and guess what I went to go see? The Conjuring.
Oh, no.
Exactly. So you should have been watching me more closely, because I don't even like horror movies like that. But I went.
That's confusing because
people
you've
that I
like
was with
recommended
went.
disgusting horror movies to me constantly.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I did learn in the past couple years, like, they're not that scary. And once I sat down and I was like, they're not that scary, it was mind over matter.
Okay.
So somebody can say it's a horror film, I say it's comedy. Except for The Conjuring. So The Conjuring, I didn't realize all of this was based on, like, true events.
No, I'm gonna.
And Marty was like,
what?
it said that in every movie.
It was?
That couple, Ed and Lorraine, all of the cases were based on real stories. So in the most recent Conjuring, Last Rites or whatever it was called, I'm watching this stuff, and this family in Pennsylvania, they're experiencing the strangest stuff in their house. I mean, at one point, one of the older daughters, she's probably like a teenager, she's eating some cereal or something, and then she starts to like choke. She ends up starting to cough up blood. At first it was just like spit, and then it was tons of blood, and there was glass in the sink. I'm like,
what, Sid?
No. But mind you, with each crazy thing that happened, they kept going to the dad, begging, like, it's time to leave. The wife is like, it's time to leave the house. And he just kept being like, we can't afford it. I'm like, y'all are going to die in this house.
Are they a white family?
If you don't leave. Yes.
Leave it up to the white people. Listen, as a white person myself, I don't dabble in that. I don't need that in my life. I completely disagree with ever just going to, I would never spend $1. And even if someone else spent their $1 for me to go see it, I would just pass it on to the next person that would want to go see it. But thank you for that breakdown, Sid, for me to further stand on my point of that's not my genre of films.
Man, open your mind, TP, open your mind.
There's no world that I want to introduce bloody glass vomit to
All of it's
myself.
not
Like,
blood.
I could have lived my life not knowing that.
Whatever, TP. Go to the segment I like you to do.
Unsupervised. Unsupervised.
Unsupervised. Unsupervised. Unsupervised. Yeah. Okay, we say what we want, and yeah, we say what we feel. Sitting TMP of the mix, and they be keeping it real. On brand, off topic, out of pocket. Anything you need, they got it. Watch you shop when you know they gon' block it when it's game time, and you know I'm gon' block it. And we cover everything, like who harder than us. And yeah, we looking down on haters, cause they smaller than us. And yeah, my flow is so damn sick, I be coughing it up. You said that we gon' flop, well then I'm calling your bluff. Call it.
So, I'm feeling a little grateful today, Sid.
Yeah?
Not because we have sponsors, but we're going to thank them anyway. So, episode 11 without sponsors, let's go. Let's do it. Oh, as you can see, I'm not in my problematic living room anymore with the poster that Sid can't call me out for. So, so thank you to them. We did forget our Post-it notes. But shout out to all the small businesses reaching out to send us tacos and paint and other things.
So just send it already. I have zero gratitude for our current
Sorry
situation.
for that.
Like,
I'm like,
Sorry,
we're
y'all.
trying to get sponsors, not like scare the ones that we potentially have away.
yeah, no, that's
Sorry
on me.
about
It's
that.
just been a rough day. Rehab was hard. So
Oh yeah, how's your knee?
it's fine. I just said rehab was
Well,
hard.
then stop
Is anybody
complaining about it.
listening
If
to-
it's fine. Oh, you act like you tore your ACL or something.
I'm just starting to like lift weights actually now, so it's hard.
Oh, Sid.
I'm fine. I was kidding. Anyways,
Oh, okay.
hot off the bench.
Unsupervised.
Yeah, you know
Straight
what
off
time
the
it is.
bench. Yeah, we're getting into it.
Unsupervised.
All right, y'all. So we listen and we absolutely judge.
We're
What the
judging hard.
fuck was that Diddy sentencing? All right. He got like 4 years and 2 months.
And also cried over it. He's like, no way.
Well, we're gonna use this whole segment to judge people. So we will re-sentence Diddy and we'll sentence everybody else that we talk about in this segment too. But
So
4 years and
straight
2
off the bench
months-
is also going to be re-categorized as, what's your sentence?
Make it fun. What's your sentence? Did you used to watch Extreme Makeover Home Edition? We try to make
Yeah.
like sentencing fun.
That.
Buzz. Like,
And instead
no,
of,
move
like, a
your
family-
butt to that jail cell. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? So yeah, like we don't even have to actually go into all of the terrifying details of what this, I don't even want to say man, did over the course of his like decades. in
Do you
the
want me to do
music
like a quick
industry and-
rundown?
Sure.
Just a brief rundown. So we have a
Okay.
racketeering conspiracy, which is also known as a RICO charge. And that includes kidnapping, arson, bribery, witness tampering, forced labor, sex trafficking, narcotics distribution. We also have 2 accounts of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. We also have transportation to engage in prostitution on 2 accounts. We also have rape and sexual assault, physical abuse, drugging, coercion, and intimidation, sex trafficking, and misconduct. With over 70 lawsuits have been filed against Combs with over 100 people. So brief.
With over 100 people?
Very brief. 100 people. More than 70 lawsuits have been filed against Combs with allegations from over 100 people. And
not
like
funny,
our
but
current
it's like-
administration, Combs has decided to just deny everything.
Well, I think I think the charge that he pled guilty on was like the
Sean Diddy Combs was sentenced on October 3rd to 50 months, which is 4 years and 2 months in federal prison for 2 accounts of violating the Mann Act, which involves the interstate transportation of individuals for prostitution.
Yeah,
In
so
addition to
trafficking,
prison
prostitution.
time, he was fined a whopping $500,000 and given 5 years of supervised release.
supervised. Like trying to make it like
He's supervised.
I am absolutely disgusted by him, by anybody who wrote a letter for him. For it doesn't matter who it is to me. If he was my dad or my brother, I would never speak to you again, just solely off of what I saw you do in the Cassie video, honestly. Just that alone. People don't have enough fear of shame coming from their family and friends. People are no longer shunned in society. You have people who, a lot of people, okay, I won't say a lot, but there are a sector of people who aspire to get rich and have power solely to abuse it. Just to see what you can do when you get to that point, how many people you can exploit, how you can take advantage of people. It's not just about getting to this level to like, I don't know, put good out into the world. It's like you're you're a terrorist behind closed doors, and sometimes not even only behind closed doors. I mean, to drag somebody, I'm still solely just talking about the clip that we saw, because if we saw something like that, you can only imagine what somebody is doing
what we didn't
behind
see.
closed doors. 100%. And what I'll say, and what a lot of people say online, is that you get somebody like Diddy. You can get somebody like Diddy when you have somebody who is either gay or bi and has been closeted for a long time. So you have all these freak offs, you do all this stuff behind closed doors, which is, if you were just in a consenting adult doing this with other consenting adults, that's really just your business. Whatever you want to be doing, hey, as long as everybody else is with it, I guess do your thing. But you end up having this warped view of like women, your relationships to them, because you can't just be who you want to be publicly. You need to just be a gay or openly bi man and stop abusing and harassing the women that you're in relationship with. It's so unfortunate to see this take place too, because you know that that person also raised children in this sort of like environment, or like the mindset of this kind of person is gonna likely trickle down to one, if not several, of your kids. And I'm just not even astonished, honestly, because this isn't anything shocking. Like, people terrorize women all the time, and the consequences are rarely what they should be. In fact, a lot of people get behind men when they do stuff like this, even in the face of overwhelming evidence. They'll still be like, but what did Cassie do? I don't know. She was a teenager, bitch, when this started. Like, people are like, why didn't she just leave? Why didn't she? Well, if you read a book or just like did any kind of research on like Stockholm Syndrome or on what physical, mental, psychological abuse, in addition to people having money to like hold over you, or your career, their power, I'm just like, I just hate people sometimes, you know.
Yeah, Sid, what I'm going to have to say here is that I completely disagree with you. I'm just kidding. They want us to disagree more, so I had to say that, but I completely agree with you wholeheartedly. Like, that wasn't the time to disagree, and I can't say that I do, but what I will say is that we have yet another man, powerful man, that has all these disgusting charges against him, kind of like Orange. Mm-hmm. And you're seeing it being excused because of power, because of money, maybe because the hands at B maybe had a hand also in it. Like, you never know who's now involved. But
and
this was an opportunity.
I think, just dislike for women on top of that.
I dislike also the fact that like women aren't heard, especially black women in this country. Like, there's a big issue with black women being heard, whether it comes to medical, whether it comes to abuse and what happens to them and being heard by police, or like just any kind of authority that could potentially be helped, or really just anything. Like, black women's voices aren't heard, and it's a problem in our country. And
I mean, yeah, you look at the election. Black women were the 92% that did not vote for. Like, 92% of black women did not vote for Trump. And you know, people can say whatever you want. The state of the world is
twisted, to say the least. This was also a big opportunity for our justice system to make an example out of somebody. We've already seen mishaps in sentencing, mishaps in just women not being heard. And also, when you're a sexual assault or any kind of victim of any kind of abuse of power, whether it's sexual, physical, mental, emotional, whatever that looks like, it's sad that so many people have had the bravery to come out about their story and did. Yeah. And it took them, in a lot of these cases, years and years and years and decades for some people for them to finally come to terms with
up.
this situation. And speak up to like try to help and push the needle forward and encourage other people like them to, you know, use their voice as well, for those voices to just get muted by
because there were men,
the
men
justice
who were
system.
even scared
Men
to
as well.
come forward.
I think it's a very scary thing for an individual, especially when we're talking about power, because we see time and time again that money and power dictates so much. So you see a
So
lot of
much.
people, common people, that just get railroaded by people that you hear all the time about, you know, the swimmer guy that raped
Oh yeah.
or the baseball player from BYU that
There was a
was
swimmer-
sexually
there was a
assaulting
swimmer, too.
12-year-olds and the swimmer, and they're getting off. They had like
Yeah.
just like 12 months probation or something. Like, no, these little girls' lives are now
Yeah.
gonna be different forever because of the way that they were invaded and their privacy was invaded and their words weren't heard when they were saying, no, I don't want this. It's crazy how we don't, and it's not, again, a universal statement, but when men also speak up about this, the men and women that are abused, I don't know if it's like a discomfort for society, but like the truth of the matter is that these are real victims that had awful things happen to them, and the least you can do is punish the people at B and make an example of them. And we just, again, and also
turn a
another thing
blind
is
eye.
turn a blind. Also, he was fined. Diddy is filthy rich, right? He was fined $500,000. Like, that's a WNBA fine at this point. Like,
Right.
W players can afford that, and
Right.
like that. This
And
is
there's
actually kind of crazy.
Well, and there's also the point, because like you're bringing up those the swimmer, the other guy, like those are white men,
White boys.
at elite schools or at places like they have money, and a lot of people, their problem a lot of the times will be, or this will be a conversation that you see like amongst Black people, which is like it is true that there's a problem in who gets held accountable, like when it comes to Black or brown versus white.
Correct.
There is truth in
Correct.
that, but it doesn't mean that we should not hold R. Kelly, Diddy. Like, it doesn't mean that these people shouldn't be held accountable just because there's overarching racism that goes on. You can't just let there be racism, but underneath that racism, we're allowing like pedophilia, we're allowing women to be harmed, children to be harmed. Like, you can't just be like, well, if they're not getting the white ones, then we got to just leave it alone. Like, no, these are still people in your communities or affecting people in your community. Like, you can't just let them go because of it. So that's always a talking point that I find to be so problematic. It's like, y'all can push for other people to get sentenced and to have to go to jail, blah, 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 but it doesn't mean that we just allow abusers and psychopaths to run rampant in our neighborhoods or in our communities. Like, that's absolutely
it makes no
crazy.
sense. Because
That's
also
flawed
he has
thinking.
the same, he's on the same platform that he was before. Now he just has like a tarnish on his name instead of like really sticking it to him and making sure that he can't bounce back from this and even remotely try to attempt to do this again. You didn't take money away from him. You barely took any time away from him. You barely, like, you're not going to touch his power. Like, he was still able to clear the pizzas
still
or
have
whatever.
support.
Like, people were helping him clean out stuff when he was in prison, and they were even clocking the fact that he was using code terms with like, make sure you take the pizza out the fridge, and like different things on the wiretap that was coming from police. I don't know. It's just absolutely insane that, like, again, America's showing that it doesn't matter how you act if you have money or power, and that shouldn't be
100%.
the case. This was a country built on a better life, a chance, equality, freedom.
It should be. I mean, like, those are the pillars.
It should be.
But it's never really been what America
It's
is
never
really
been that.
about. It's the dream, but it's always been violence, abusive women, racism. Like, that is honestly the foundation of America. It's just, you have time periods where people can excel and they're doing well. It's better than some other countries. That's what we can say. But now we're getting to the point where we are not better than a lot of countries, which is why a lot of people look at us with disgust now.
Yeah, like, okay, women can drive here. Women can drive here, but like, that's not like a big enough separating factor for me. I'm like, we still need more. Like, just because women are capable drivers, even though they're bad.
Right? Hey, Kayla said to send Diddy with Kendra from Unknown Numbers. That's his sentencing. The mom from Unknown Numbers.
We're going to leak his number to Kendra.
Also, no facts. But also, you know, we have a close source that worked on making the band and talked about how Diddy took, you know, those kids, promised them fame, you know, made them, if you ever watched Making the Band, they had to walk to like Junior's Cheesecake, like all these missions they had to go on, like seeming like, all right, this is going to be progress to get to a point where we're, you know, making an album together. Never really did their albums, just capitalize on, you know, these kids having dreams and you being able to use them. Same thing with the girls from Danity Kane. And
Show
you just
stopping, show stopping, show stopping, show stopping.
show stopping at the latest one. See, but I can't even listen to the remix anymore because he's at the beginning with his stupid ass voice. Also, he said he didn't look them in the eyes on set. He was insane. Which,
What a weirdo.
Tracks. But
What a
also his
loser.
lawyers put out a sizzle reel the day of sentencing showing what a good dad and human he is. But I'm like, why didn't you play that any other time? Like,
Hey, I don't know if this will make it to Truth Social, but there's a lot of also fraudulent claims on there as well. So instead of, I don't know where he took that, but I think Truth Social would have appreciated a lot more than the rest of us. So next time, did he know which crowd you're speaking to?
but also I hate when stuff is done to the American public. Like, I know that a lot of other people are so stupid, but I feel especially disrespected when they put stuff out like we're not gonna see through it. But then people don't see through it, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
And you're like,
Oh my
are we
gosh.
living in a sim? Like, is this real life? And also
this is
when
real
people try
life,
to like
unfortunately.
explain their way out of like these situations. Like
Yeah.
there's this video online about, it's an AI voice and they're showing like this this group that they bring into like, what is it called when you have like the group that you like test out a product or like whatever.
Orgy.
A different kind of group. So they have this
Oh yeah,
experimental
Wait.
group or like
like a consumer survey or something.
yeah, like a consumer survey, okay? So they
think-
brought in these real people and they showed them like voiceovers of like a fake Donald Trump saying like these extremely inappropriate things. And they're hardcore MAGA, like they support him through and through. And the joke is they're asking them to listen to these voice notes or voice audio clippings so that they can get ahead of the news. And they want to know how they can like frame the headline to make it seem like not so bad. But one of the headlines is like, Trump was like, oh yeah, so I want to make sure that like when I go into the girls' locker room at the teen Miss America, that like, you know, everybody's like dressed appropriately. And they're like, oh, well, what about the girls? Like, what if they're naked? And he was like, well, I can get naked too. So we're all naked and it's not a problem. The way that these people were explaining what he meant by this was absolutely, he was like, yeah, you know, they were like, yeah, you know, it's like bro talk. Like we all say this in the locker room. Like, do you say that in the locker room? Because I've been in quite a few locker rooms and we've never once referenced anything like that. That's weird, but it's kind of crazy because WNBA locker rooms get actually the rep for that.
Yeah.
So shout out to that. Also shout out to that study group that, you know, did that kind of survey. Now we know how ignorant people truly are, on top of the fact that we already knew that they were extremely ignorant, especially the ones in the red hats. So what I have to say to you guys is get a life, touch some grass, stop being a loser.
That's a good one. Loser. Good transition to our next one. let's talk
Wait, we never
about.
sentenced Diddy though. We never gave him time.
Oh, our sentence was. I thought Kayla's was gonna send him with
What's
Kendra from
Kayla's?
No Numbers, but
Oh,
no, yeah, definitely something. What would be more harsh than that?
Like, I think that he should have his own prison cell in like the middle of Times Square, so we have to like actively watch what Diddy's doing all day long. Like, he's gonna have no privacy. The way that he's made other people feel like they have no privacy, I feel like Diddy needs to live in a world that he created for other people, and I think that he deserves absolutely no privacy for the rest of his days, and that means having a glass prison cell in the middle of Times
just
Square,
like-
so everything that you do is in front of whoever wants to watch you do it like you're a caged animal.
Ooh.
Whoa, that was
Like
kind of dark.
purgatory.
I didn't like how
Purgatory
I
just
went
needed
there. I'm
to
like, do I like scary
experience?
movies?
Yeah, I think I think something's going on upstairs for you, but yeah, you just gotta give you gotta receive anything that you put out to other people.
I think that like if you dish it, I think there's not a way to like to a certain extent. Like I agree. I don't believe in like an eye for an eye necessarily, but there's something equally as valuable as an eye that could match what you did, but in your way. Like everyone's like, oh, if you rape somebody, you should get raped. No, if you rape somebody, you should have you should be waterboarded. Like there's like a level of torture because like rape doesn't get to you, obviously. Like you thought that it was okay, you normalized that. We're like, all right, well, whatever you haven't normalized, whatever sick action that is, we're gonna tap into that and you're gonna figure it out. Because if this isn't sick enough for you, like you said, when you go low, we go to hell. This is one of those situations for like people that commit like heinous crimes. Like
You
there's
don't
a
wanna hear
heinous.
mine.
I kind of do.
No, because I told you what I love revenge movies and stuff like that. So
Oh yeah.
you know, I'm scared of a part of me because I'm not going to say fantasize, but I think about if anybody did anything to my family, to my nieces and nephews, like
Yeah.
what length, I'm getting chills, what length I would go to exact revenge upon someone. And I scare myself sometimes. I'm a sweet, sweet girl, but there's a darkness. That's not my skin.
Well, I think that flower on your sweatshirt just says it all. You're just like a bright, shining little daisy
I try to be.
with a dark center.
Let's keep it that
You get
way.
it?
Let's transition. Well, people already think you have, but let's transition. TSA,
My
thank
pronouns
you.
are she, her. But TSA, if you're listening,
be
like I hope you
clear.
get it right next time. I'm being patient with you guys. I really am. I don't want to have to flip out in the airport because I don't want to miss my flight. Because I will be cutting it close and I don't have time to deal with you guys. But please,
Facts.
TSA, she, her, baby. That's it.
She, her, baby. Next group of losers.
That deserve a sentencing.
For real. These streamers, I saw a video of one of the popular streamers. He had, I don't know who the woman was on there, but one of his friends, they're talking about something completely unrelated. And he was like, how many of us you think you could take at once? And they took off running and laughing. And it was very much a oh, is this what's funny to do as very grown men online? I remember boys acting like that in middle school. You know, boys would grab girls' butts. They would pop their bras going up the stairs. And I remember, back then, I was a little tomboy back then, but still a feminist.
Was anybody popping your bra?
They weren't popping mine. And so part of me, I didn't want them to. But some of the girls were fine that they were doing it too. So I'm like, I get why you like her, but you can't do that, actually. You shouldn't.
That's still not
that.
okay.
It's still not okay. But that stuff that they used to do as middle school kids, to see y'all still behaving that way 15, 20 years later is terrifying. And they couldn't do it to me. TP, I didn't need to wear a bra.
You
I
still
threw on a
to
little
this day.
cami. Still don't need a bra. Threw on a little camisole, put my collared Lanier middle school shirt on, keep it pushing. But in the video, you know, they take off running, they're laughing. He's like, no, bro, that's on video. Like, no, like acting so distraught. I'm like, this is the lamest shit I've ever been for. Like, I just, this came across my timeline. I hate when I even have to see this goofy shit unwillingly. But that has become like what that community of streamers is like. Like, those streamers on Twitch, the dudes who push out the red pill content, it's like, it's black and white dudes doing it. I'm like, all of y'all are like red pill incels. It's very disturbing. Their whole like approach is like, it's like the dudes in the basement 20 years ago, like the way people talked about them, but now it's become like something for young adults to get behind, and it's like cool and edgy to be like an incel. Their whole philosophy is that like women are, or like misandry, which is like hate of men, is like the main operating system in America, which is honestly just crazy because we know that men aren't oppressed in the same way that women are. Like, we live in a patriarchy. Like, misogyny is the thing that we mostly see. We just discussed it really with Diddy, with Trump. So it's like mind-boggling to see this sort of mindset amongst young people be viewed as cool. That like women, if they don't want you, then like we hate women now. And there was some term that I saw to explain to you just how lame.
If you hate
they
women,
are.
you must be just into men then.
but
we don't want you in the
like,
community though.
But it's like they've teamed up with one another. It's like, dude, if you're not able to advance or you're not able to get a girl, it's because of XYZ. So we don't like those women. We're going to talk bad about them. We're going to commit violence against them. We're going to, troll them online. It's...
You know what's funny? I had a friend that like she was raised with her mom showing her the Maury Show. And she'd be like, before they came on the show, this little boy was telling this girl how beautiful she is, how great she is, how much he loves her and all this stuff. And now look what he's saying about her when she brought him on the show for a paternity test. Now he wants nothing to do with her. He has all these ugly things to say about her. So Maury was a teaching point for one of my friends. And that always like stuck with me because I'm like, that is actually the harsh reality. Maury is like a microcosm of what happens in society, but it's just broadcasted for people's entertainment on television. And it's just crazy that, we live in a society where women aren't heard, men can get away with so much, and it becomes scary for anyone to make a move on anything. If you're going about your business the right way and you're trying to move up in your company, if you have been putting up with something because your boss has been making passes at you, like whatever it is, it's just like another avenue of like how men just completely disrespect women. And I'm like, you guys, everybody has a mother or a female figure in their life that has showed them like love and grace. And if you haven't, like, I'm sorry for you. But like, there's got to be someone that has crossed paths with you that you have felt empathy and sympathy and love for. Why not take that feeling and then just apply it to people that you come across? Like, where's this hate stemming from? Why is it so many people? Like, if you're miserable, stay miserable by yourself. Like, don't drag other people down with you.
But I mean, like, but the reality though is that like socio and psychopaths exist though. So like what we may not understand, somebody could have received love and they still end up being a hateful person. Like we talked about before, if people can believe that some people are like so good and put on this earth and they seem like angels, all the good that they do, if you believe that people can be extremely good, you have to believe in the opposite. there's the opposite of everything in nature. So you have to believe that some people maybe were just born bad too. Or some people, they just have that in them. So it doesn't matter the nurture aspect. This is their nature. This is what they want to be. They have no feelings about it. They are sociopathic in nature. But like red pill ideology is basically like, so they believe in the manipulative female nature. They believe that women are inherently driven to seek higher status partners. They're manipulative and attention seeking. They believe in systemic male disadvantage, the belief that men, not women, lack systemic power and are oppressed in social, economic, and sexual spheres. They believe in maximizing sexual strategy, the promotion of practices like looks maxing, which is extreme self-improvement, to increase a man's SMV, sexual market value, to gain control in relationships. Lame as hell.
There's an acronym for that?
Right. The belief of like denial of institutional sexism, the argument that misandry, hatred of men, is the dominant force used to deny the existence of systemic misogyny, and then hierarchy of men, the use of terms like alpha, beta, and sigma to categorize and rank men by their perceived social and sexual status. This whole rubric or whatever the fuck, lame.
Your thesis?
Only a loser would sit up and make some shit like that and actually believe some stuff like that. I think when people are able to make themselves believe stuff too that you see the exact opposite in the real world, you've been brainwashed. Very unfortunate that you can't see that you've been brainwashed, but I saw a guy who talked about how when he was a young guy, he was buying into all of this. Because a lot of the times those streamers, those content creators, they're saying this stuff to like high schoolers, to like young adults. You're maybe talking to people who don't have like a solid group of friends around them, don't have parents that are telling them like the opposite of what they're hearing from these people. So when you're digesting all of this negative stuff and all of these excuses about your life, like you look at that person as cool and look at that person as somebody that you can trust. Like, and he talked about how over time he was believing it. And then when he finally moved away from the place where he lived and got around different types of people, he realized how he had been brainwashed and how, you know, like it was a very like sad unlearning process for him because he couldn't see through the fog like in the situation. But I'm just like, this shit is
like,
it's mind-boggling.
I just don't understand why kids aren't like doing kid things. Like, why aren't we watching? I don't know. Like back in the day, it was like That's So Raven. And like even Stevens, Boy Meets World, even cartoons. Like there was cartoons that I wasn't allowed to watch, and like I don't understand why, but I wasn't allowed to watch Rugrats. And I'm like, now that I'm seeing what I could have been watching, Rugrats, I'm like, okay, what was the issue with that? But I'm like,
Rugrats.
No, I snuck a few episodes in. I did enjoy it at the time.
Yeah,
I don't know how it would appeal to me to this day though. But it's actually
Amadi
kind of insane.
Go.
What?
My bad.
No. Amadi and you were what?
We're just talking about these kind of like the shows that we grew up on, like the shows that millennials grew up on. Whether you really realized it or not as a kid, you were getting like a ton of lessons throughout those shows. Like we were just binge watching Hey Arnold, and like look at some of the people that were like in Arnold's building. The people that were in the neighborhood, like they had like alcoholics, like I think Helga's mom was an alcoholic. Like several people had issues, several adults had issues, and you could see that, but then you also could see like the good that they did in the community, or maybe they didn't do good, but you had a reality where you saw that people are gonna experience like tough things in life, and you got to see them move throughout it, and you also got to see the lessons that were learned, and you still were taught like compassion for these type of people and empathy, while at the same time being able to realize when maybe somebody is abusing compassion or empathy. And I just feel like we had a grouping of shows that made us people who could see the world from multiple lenses and have compassion while not like being like manipulated. Like we're able to like critically assess things also because the internet wasn't around our entire childhood. So we had to we read more, we did more, spent more time, in libraries. Like it was
I
just a
remember
very
actually
different
taking a class
upbringing.
where they taught us how to use search engines. This is back when they had that search engine called Ask Jeeves. Do you remember Ask Jeeves?
Absolutely.
So I'm like,
he was
we
the
had to
guy
learn how
that
to
had he had that little mustache and
he
was
kinda
holding
looked
a
like
plate
if
or
the
something.
Peanut Man, the Planner's Peanut Man, if he wasn't a peanut, I feel like he looked like
If
that
he
guy.
slimmed down, he had to
Yeah.
slim down.
Yeah.
He was like a butler or something. Ash Jeeves looked like
He
a
seemed
butler
like
or
it.
something.
Yeah, he was like, just ask me anything and I'll help you out. I'm like, I got you, Jeeves. But we had a
Right.
class that we had to learn how to like research things and also like properly reference what we were looking and being able. I remember I was so irritated because we could never use Wikipedia as a reference, and I'm like, but it's all right here. They were like, no, you can't use Wikipedia, and I'm like, y'all are just trying to make this difficult. School doesn't have to be this hard. But really, like, what I was looking for was just like one link underneath Wikipedia. I just had to like do a little bit more. But it's just like so interesting to your point, like things that we grew up on. My godchild's 11, Isaac, and he recently watched The Emperor's New Groove. I'm like, love that movie. The undertones of that movie and also the humor in that movie. I loved it as a kid. As an adult, it's equally or not, if not more funny than it was then.
Yeah.
But again, the lessons that you subconsciously learn through what you're seeing, like Cusco was just this awful emperor.
I gotta
He got
rewatch
turned into a
Emperor's New
llama because he
Okay.
was just like up to no good, essentially. He
Yeah.
has to work his way to not be a llama anymore. He was gonna build Cusco-topia on this poor little village that like the people were just trying to make their own. He was like, I don't care. He had no empathy. He had no care in the world for anyone but himself. And through the process of this movie of him having to get turned into a donkey or a llama, it was a llama.
Yeah.
He
I wouldn't
learned
know.
how to care for other people. And I'm like, what a great movie. I loved every second. I laughed my butt off,
Yeah.
even as an adult again. But it was just the undertones were there. And I'm like, now we're seeing people emulate what real life is. And kids that aren't able to understand the difference between someone trying to get just A, stir the pot, B, clout, D, like whatever it looks like. I think I skipped C. Whatever. But you're the audience that these people have. And for you to target this audience and make it seem cool, knowing that you are influencing
Yeah.
children
These people were like,
to
these
make
people
poor decisions and to normalize inappropriate behavior is insane.
Yeah, and crazy like lines of thinking, and I'm like, these are the people who were losers in school. It's like, actually, y'all now just have a platform, but other people thought you were losers because of stuff like this, because you think and act like this, but now you have a platform, and other people also happen to be like losers or like easily influenced, unfortunately. So I consider this behavior, like we can get to the sentencing, I consider this behavior to be predatory in nature because you're taking advantage of kids and their young minds that haven't been shaped yet. So I'm gonna sentence them to 50 years of no internet, and I think that should do the trick. I want
You
them
know what?
off
I'm gonna
of
also
my
snag their
timelines.
cameras.
Please.
I'm gonna give them 50 years of no cameras. Like, you're not allowed to share one thing that's going on with your life visibly. Like, if you want to write it down, because I guess, you know what they say? If you want to hide a secret, put it in a book. So hide all your secrets in whatever book you want to write so that people would have to do that work to find out what stupid shit you were up to. Cool.
Ooh, I likes that.
Pop off.
Gayla said mandatory etiquette class. Yeah, in addition to what
On
we
top of
said.
that, in
On
college,
top of
one time we went to this restaurant in college, and I guess we didn't know how to act appropriately at this restaurant, so it was mandatory. We had to go to these etiquette classes. They were
Dang,
so
what were y'all
fun.
doing?
I don't know. I don't remember exactly. Somebody did something bad.
Yeah.
And we were just
It
like,
wasn't you. It wasn't you though.
No, it actually wasn't me.
Okay.
I didn't have
Somebody-
etiquette though, but I wasn't the worst behaved.
Okay. I'll buy
So
that.
I did learn something in etiquette class. But also a lot of that stuff went over my head. Like I still don't know which fork I'm supposed to pull first.
Oh. Yeah.
So
It's
shoot
the
me
little one.
down. So I don't know if you guys thought that the last episode was a part of Soapbox SYD, because we should be upset about that and it should be on our soapbox. But this next segment is called Soapbox SYD. But today it's a special TP takeover.
Unsupervised.
So what we're bringing to you today is the FDA, or lack thereof. I don't know if you've been in America, but the food standards here are out of control. Most recently, shrimp is radioactive now. So shrimp in 31 states has been recalled due to, quote, radioactive contaminants. That's exciting. So shout out to the FDA for keeping us safe. So now, in my opinion, it's just a bunch of letters. Like, I don't know what the fuck they doing. That's FDD. But this is actually insane to me that since Orange has been in office, I'm going to just read over a quick list of things that have been recalled.
Oh, FDA is fiddledicking around.
Ooh, I
Even
like
though
that,
I think
Sid.
it's twiddledicking, but we're just gonna say fiddledicking around. Because
I
they're
like
not doing
that.
shit.
They're not, and also we don't need a reference. We know that's what it stands for.
100%.
So I'm just gonna look right here, and major food recalls: shrimp, cucumbers, deli pasta salads, frozen meals, lean cuisine, Walmart, brands affected by salmonella.
Wait,
Walmart.
just a whole store? Oh, I
Yeah,
thought you
no.
meant-
The frozen meals specifically from Walmart and Trader Joe's
Okay.
had
Okay.
listeria.
Yeah.
Corn dogs. There's 2 manufacturers of corn dogs. That wood pieces were found in
Mm-hmm.
the batter. Nice. Organic. We got honey bunches of oats with almonds and metal pieces. Yummy, yummy. Get your iron here, folks.
That must have been
we
what the daughter on The
also-
Conjuring was eating.
Yeah, she is clearly from America. There's also a lot of like synthetic food dyes that have been banned
Yeah.
from major food companies like Pepsi, General Mills, Kellogg's. You know, everything that we had our breakfast with as children. There's Fisheries, Kroger, Wegmans, raw milk. That was a thing during this election, the raw milk thing. I'm just like, yeah, good luck drinking that.
Y'all got that.
Y'all got it. Like, let me know what it tastes like. I'm not dabbling in that. So yeah, beef, ground beef. We have fresh produce. We also, hoghead cheese took a L this year. We have, yeah, just tons of things that you just can't eat. Oh, including your pet. There's a lot of recalled cat and dog food. So nobody's really
man.
safe in this country. So all
They're
that
eating the
being said-
dogs.
but don't, because they're eating the wrong things to put in our body. They're not
Right.
organic. So with
Okay,
all
listen,
this
so
being
what
said,
can we eat? What can we eat?
air. Like the vegans aren't even safe. Like
Yeah,
nobody's safe here.
Yeah.
So with all this being said, I like to just bring to everybody's attention a few key facts of mine, which have been what foods look like then versus now and the ingredients inside. Okay? So we're going to look at things that people probably used every day here. And we have, what's right here? Oh, here we go. Our first example is Honey Nut Cheerios. And it's called Then and Now. I don't know the timestamp between, but then it was oat flour, sugar, defattened wheat germ, wheat starch, honey, brown sugar, salt, almonds, and trisodium phosphate. Everything that's pronounceable. I'm not even going to try to say some of the things that are now in Honey Nut Cheerios because I personally can't pronounce them. But there's about, I'm looking here at like at least 3 to 6 more ingredients, including canola oil, which we now know is not a great oil to be consuming often. We can go move then to Gatorade. Gatorade's former ingredients were just water, sugar, salt, potassium, and lemon juice. Now there's sugar, dextrose, I don't even know what that is, citric acid, salt, sodium. Okay, if there's more than 3 letters in the last 6 letters of the alphabet in the word, I'm not trying it. So if I see a WXYZ,
I'm good.
All together in one word, I'm not even going to go for it. But again, Gatorade's ingredients went from 5 to roughly 9. Bunny, our Wonder Bread, went from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ingredients to it looks like a whole paragraph now. Skippy, peanut butter was just peanuts, salt, and sugar. Now there's peanuts, sugar, hydrogenated vegetable oils, including cottonseed, soybean, and rapeseed oils. And I'm like, you wonder why our country's so unhealthy. Because they have these same products overseas that don't contain the same amount of essentially just fillers and things to keep on the shelf for longer, which is a problem.
Did you
in
ever see
American
something
society.
before where they took there was a group of Europeans that they talked to, they moved to the States and were eating essentially the same diet, but put on like 15, like the freshman 15 or something when moving to America, eating the same thing because it's like our food is not just, it's not food. And it's super unfortunate. It's like, it's scary because, you know, like the FDA's role is to ensure food safety, you know, like through the standards that are set. But like even you'll hear that stuff is good at one point in time, and then later you find out it's not good, and then they come back around and say, oh, it is good. I remember coffee was like that for a minute. Like, not good for you. Oh, coffee is good. And then, no, it's not. You got to make sure you're regulating how much you consume. And then, like, what's considered organic. They say the rules are, like, all over the place for what's actually considered organic. But like you and I were talking about, you make something, like, colorful and cute in some of the stores. It's like, oh, well, this looks like it's good for me. They put a nice, like, sticker on it.
Marketing is reality nowadays. For so many people. And again, this goes back to just people doing their own research. Just turn that can around, read the ingredients, see what you're putting into your body. I've been going to a lot of doctors lately, recently been to a hematologist. And this hematologist was telling me that a lot of millennials are getting diagnosed with colon cancer early in their lives because... Shout out to millennials, man. Protect yourselves out there. It's scary. And everybody else.
Insane.
Because if millennials got it, we were on the cusp of like things being like old school, new school. And I'm like, I feel bad for this next generation, the children, because I'm like, we trust these brands that we grew up knowing to like give a product that we trusted. Now it's clearly they're abiding by the FDA standards and not standards of just like having good health. And which is sad to me as a company as a whole, because I'm like, yeah, maybe you can slip on the rules, but that doesn't mean you should either. So my doctor told me that a lot more people have been diagnosed with colon cancer in their 30s and 40s. Probably most recent and probably like the best known would be Chadwick Boseman from the Black Panther. And, you know, it's really sad to see that you could be doing or thinking that you're doing things all the right way, but you don't understand what's being put in your food, or you're being lied to or manipulated into thinking what's in your food, when really like people are just trying to stay as healthy as long as possible.
Yeah, but this nation profits off of sick people. Like, you need people
Right.
sick. You know? And
Also,
especially in
America's the only
today's
country
world,
where
they'll have
people
to-
can go bankrupt on medical bills.
Like, the sicker we are, the better it is. It's just like a very
big business.
scary cycle. It's big business, and I remember going overseas before, like just seeing the difference in like what it costs, even for something like an MRI or something overseas. Like, if you're injured or something, go and get an MRI. Like, it was like $150 or something when I was overseas. You go get an MRI in the States, like much more expensive.
No,
It's
I
like,
just
look,
got
I just-
one. It was almost
Over
$1,300 without
Yeah.
without insurance. Yeah.
Over 1,000. Shoot, even even stuff for pets overseas. Like, knew somebody who had to get a surgery for their dog, and it ended up being like in the like couple of hundreds, but this was like a $20,000 or $30,000 procedure for a dog in the States. I'm like,
It costs like $4,000 to get Chip's nails
Unfortunately-
clipped.
unfortunately, I have to say goodbye to my dog.
Yeah. It's
Simply
unfortunate
cannot.
it's a conversation you need to have when really it could be something that's pretty much like a walk in the park for any vet to do, but it charges an arm and a leg literally
Yeah.
to have
But
that,
like that, and
for
that's,
you to have.
that's for pets, and that's for pets. But like for people, it shouldn't cost so much to like be healthy, and people have all the things. Well, like, you know, it would be great if people could have gardens, like, or like more community gardens were a thing. But the reality is that a lot of people are working multiple jobs. Like, you don't have either the resources to build that garden, you don't have the time to take care of that garden. Like, it's just everything that's bad for you is just cheaper, and it's more convenient to eat. And it's so unfortunate that that's like the world that we live in. Like, you will kill yourself off of this food that you're eating.
Also, I don't know if you heard, but farming's on the outs. There's a lot of farmers now that this is also, side note, this is why your vote is important, everybody. I know that probably our listeners are more informed voters than most. But to all the farmers out there that, you know, voted for Orange and now are begging for him to give you, you know, federal assistance, and he won't because he doesn't care about you, even though he's tariffing everything outside of the country. So you would think that you would be valuable, which you guys are. We do need our agriculture here in America. We do need farming. And to all the people that might be losing their farms and stuff like that, that's why your vote matters. Also, when
Right.
it comes to health, we need our vegetables. We need our plants. We need these things to flourish. So if we're not even in a society where we're valuing one of the most ancient techniques, which is farming. I think the Egyptians, shout out to the Egyptians. I think I learned this in 4th grade, but they started cropping on the mountains and they built like an irrigation system. They were geniuses. They had it all down pat. We, again, once the settlers came over and murdered all the Native Americans here and claimed it as just white America, you were farming back then too. Like, so why can't we have healthy food? Why is it everything that comes in a bag or a box? And if you don't eat out of a bag or a box, it charges you a premium. And don't have a family or kids. I'm talking about me personally. It's a premium for me to get just fresh vegetables, not contaminated meats, fresh caught fish, etc. It's an arm and a leg. And, you know, American families are struggling. American families need help, and there's no help in sight. And not only that, but it's going to cause us as a society to be sicker, which is then going to drive big business, which is what, you know, they want. Pharmaceuticals and pharmaceutical company, American, because now that there is tariffs on foreign pharmaceuticals coming in. So it's going to force you to only buy, unless you want a 40% upcharge on your prescriptions coming from out of the country. yeah, there's only American brands that will not be affected. Therefore, like, you'll probably go with them because they're just more affordable.
The
and
cheaper
with
choice.
And the cost of everything rising is just going to be extremely problematic on so many accounts. So many accounts. But
And you
it's
gotta
just
think about
sad
how
the world that
dumb-
we're in today.
So sad. You think about how dumb some of those farmers were, knowing that you have illegal immigrants working on your farms and seeing what this administration was saying they were going to do. It's an open book test. They're telling you what they're going to do. How did you fail this test? You thought your farm was going to be unaffected when you were going to lose the illegal workers the undocumented workers that are, I was so confused.
To everyone that like knew of Project 2025 and listened to Orange being like, oh, that little thing, I know nothing about that. But yeah, the author is,
Right.
yeah, so Project 2025 is something that us libs knew for a while. And you guys were saying that we're so silly. But there's actually a Project 2025 checker that it's now, I think it's over 50% accomplished. And farmers, we knew the farmers were going, we saw it ahead of time.
So how did you not know?
It blows my mind. I'm like, how are y'all caught off guard? The knowledge was out there. It's been talked about.
They're not.
So
Yeah, they're not.
the fact y'all are the media that's consumed, I don't think it should be called media anymore. I think it should just be called opinions because it's not. It's not. I'm like,
Yeah, you're just
on tonight's nightly opinions, we have. I'm like, there's no way it's news because I don't want to hear this.
facts.
I don't want to
No
hear
facts.
this. I want to know what happened. I want to be able to, again, critical think. That's been a big word or term that we've used throughout this pod. But I want to be able to critically think through. And also, it's natural to have doubt. It's natural to have questions. And if you don't,
should.
you need to question yourself.
No matter what party you're in line with, no matter what the situation is, you should never just fully trust all the information you're given. Look something the fuck up yourself. And don't use AI to do it. And with that, we will sentence the FDA.
Just fire yourselves. Actually, my sentence is just get out of there and let's get some people that actually have degrees
that wanna do
this
the
is what
job.
happens. This isn't the FDA, but I'm the Department of Education is ran by someone who was the wife of the owner of WWE who allowed an open affair on the show just for ratings. This is the type of people we're dealing with. And they're like, no, we got to ban books. Girl, do you know how to spell book? Because I'm like, you allowed yourself to be. So, can you smell
The books
the
we're
FDA?
banning.
Oh, yeah. Either or.
Either or. I'm down with that. I like that sentence. Get some
So
people
I'm
in
just
there.
get a life.
Oh, you
My
know what?
sentence is
No.
Get a life.
My sentence is force feed them all the food they've been letting people eat that's bad. So we're going to go ahead and stick a tube down your throat. All the food will be liquefied, and you're going to ingest what you've been okaying the American citizens to consume. Sound
And also
good?
be happy with it. Yeah, you should be happy and grateful for that. Okay, be happy and grateful
Love
with
that.
your slosh food. Great.
All right. This is my favorite segment you do.
It goes down in the DM. It go down. It go down in the DMs. It go down. It go down.
Unsupervised.
So today's Down the DMs is brought to you by our sponsors. Just kidding. I once again lied to you. We don't have sponsors. I just need to reiterate that because the sticky notes aren't up. But again, we still don't have sponsors, yo. But we
Gotta
do.
stop falling for that.
We do
gotta
have
stop
love
falling.
interest for my man Chip. Chip, I need you to show yourself because that was rancid, buddy.
Oh, man. Oh, Chip just farted. Listeners, Chip is TP's cute little Chewini.
He's about to be 13. He's a 13. He's looking for love. If you have a senior lady that's looking for a handsome young man with a lot of life in him, a lot of love in him, he loves to cuddle, he loves treats, Chip's your guy. Dearest Chip, I heard your mom's call for a single senior lady. He's also not biased. I want you to know that, like, I think Chip's a part of the community as well. I think he's dabbling in the bees. But, girl, you were in here too. So I heard your mom's call for a single senior lady. Well, as luck would have it, I'm all those things. My name is Imogen. I'm 14. I'm a Dutch hound. I like to say weenie dog, though. She's a weenie. She's 12 pounds, no teeth, all love. I enjoy naps, frolicking, naps, sunbathing, naps, snacks, and also naps. I live in Northern Virginia, but I'm very open to long distance for a handsome, gassy man like yourself. Well, Imogen, thank you so much for writing in. By the looks of these pictures, we're going to have to show some pictures of Imogen. We're going to have to do a side-by-side. We can take a vote to see if, like, we think that they're a compatible couple. But I'm looking at Imogen like, what a little cutie. I'm obsessed with Imogen. And also, Imogen, girl, you're in luck because Chip loves all those things. I will say that Chip's teeth, his vet brags on him. He says he has teeth of a 6-year-old. So Chip's got all of his teeth. He's doing really well. But he loves naps. He loves sunbathing. He loves farting a lot. He loves his greenies. I don't know, Imogen, if you're into greenies, maybe Chip can send you one. But yeah, he's down for long distance because he does like his space. Like, he gets sick of people sometimes, so he's like, let me just nap alone. But Imogen, thank you for writing in. I'm sure Chip would bring you to winter formal if you guys were in high school, which around the ages that you guys are, 14 and 13 in December. His birthday's in December. We will celebrate.
Does Chip dress up? Because I see Imogen has pictures.
No.
In outfits.
I know, Imogen's so cute.
He gonna have to step up his game. Chip is gonna have to step up the wardrobe game.
No,
but
Chip,
she can't be looking like this.
I know.
This
I'm
is like when I
so
see
disappointed.
women dressed up in public and they're dating men, and I'm like, oh, y'all don't look like y'all are going to the same function.
I'm like,
why does he have that on?
Cut off tee and a freakum dress? Like, where are y'all? Where are y'all going? No, when I first got Chip, I was like, yes, I get to dress him up. I wanted to be like Elle Woods and like dress up my dog and bring him everywhere. From day one, Chip wasn't having it. So we never pushed it. I like forced him to be Nemo one year. I put on the Nemo costume first so he can be like, okay, everybody's wearing them. And then I put it on him. He was like not a good Nemo.
That sounds about right.
And that was the last costume that I really, truly tried. But shout out to Imogen, girl. You are such a little cutie, and I think my little handsome man would be super interested in you. Thank you for writing in.
I hope it works out. I hope they can meet one day. I'm sure Chip will like that she don't have any teeth, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Good luck finding his manhood. It's really small. Thank God. Everyone's like, oh,
why would you
my
embarrass
dog's got
him
these
like
huge
that?
balls. I'm like, why? Okay, great. I would rather not see dog genitals. So the fact that Chips is like non-existent, I'm like, this is best case scenario. I would be sickened if the wiener on my wiener dog was big. I'd be like, oh my God. I would have to give him back early in life. But he does have Napoleon syndrome as well.
Good shot, CP. Sorry, I took it there.
No, that was actually sick. I'm gonna have to tell him that you said that too.
Imogen and Chip sitting in a tree.
Sitting in a tree. Kissing.
Well, that was down in the DMs, y'all. And y'all know what time it is. It's time to wrap the show. Like, we've talked long enough. Like, get some friends in real life or go do something else. Get a hobby. Like, we can't just talk all day, y'all.
Or you can just rewatch the previous episodes if you really like want to hear us talk all day. They're
Sorry
available
about that,
on
y'all.
YouTube, Spotify, and Apple.
Yeah.
Sorry about Sid. She's had a hard day. Again, her rehab was hard for her knee.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all heard. Sorry. Sometimes I lash out. It's not you, though. I promise it's me.
100% her.
But listen, y'all. If you trust us enough with your business, we'd love to help you. You know what to do. Or maybe you don't if this is your first time listening, which, shame on you. But DM us at Unsupervised TP. We'd love to hear from you. Was that nice?
That was so nice. You also, did you say your name? You said Unsupervised TP.
I said
Like, are you
unsupervised
supervised
CTP,
now?
I thought.
Oh,
Oh,
I
no,
don't know.
unsupervised CTP.
I'm like, are you off the hook?
Leave me alone.
Oh.
Tell us to throw kindness.
All right, y'all, don't forget to throw kindness around like confetti. The world's a tough place, so let's just be nice to
do
one
the
another.
thing. We love y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
And clear it out. Let it rain and clear it out. And let's get it.
Unsupervised.
Anyway, music video coming, y'all. That was a lie. We don't know if there's a music video coming.
I
love lying
love
to you
when you
guys.
lie to our fans. The babysitters,
bad
like,
habit.
we gaslight them, we lie to them. We're toxic.
We
don't
are
love
pretty
us.
toxic.
Unsupervised. 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 Yeah. Okay, we say what we want, and yeah, we say what we feel. Sitting TMP of the mix, and they be keeping it real. On brand, off topic, out of pocket. Anything you need, they got it. Watch you shop when you know they gon' block it when it's game time, and you know I'm gon' block it. And we cover everything, like who harder than us? And yeah, we looking down on haters, cause they smaller than us. And yeah, my flow is so damn sick, I be coughing it up. You said that we gon' flop, well then I'm calling your bluff.